What began as a post-Soviet diplomatic standoff has turned into a full-scale war shaking the global order. In February 2022, the world watched in disbelief as Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Tanks rolled across borders, cities came under fire, and millions fled their homes. But to understand this war, we must look beyond headlines. This is not just a 2-year-old conflict, it's a story decades in the making. For most of the 20th century, Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union, a superpower comprising 15 republics including Russia, Belarus, and the Baltic and Central Asian states. Under the shadow of Moscow, Ukraine had limited sovereignty, but its identity remained distinct. Everything changed in 1991. As the Soviet Union collapsed, Ukraine declared independence, choosing democracy and autonomy over communism and central control. But the split wasn't just political. It divided families, cultures, and generations across borders. In the early 90s, Western leaders assured Soviet officials that NATO, the military alliance formed to counter the USSR, would not expand an inch eastward. But by the late 90s and early 2000s, Poland, Hungary, and Czech Republic, and later the Baltic states, also joined NATO. To Russia, this was betrayal, especially for President Vladimir Putin, who rose to power promising to restore Russia's influence. He viewed NATO's expansion as a threat, a slow encirclement of Russia. In 2004, Ukraine's Orange Revolution toppled a pro-Russian president and brought in a pro-European government. It signaled Ukraine's growing desire to align with the West. By 2013, under President Viktor Yanukovych, Ukraine was close to signing an association agreement with the European Union, a move Russia fiercely opposed. Putin applied pressure. Yanukovych backed out. Protests erupted in Kyiv's Maidan Square. The movement known as Euromaidan demanded European integration and an end to corruption. By early 2014, Yanukovych fled to Russia. A pro-Western interim government took over. Russia responded swiftly. In March 2014, unmarked Russian troops seized Crimea, a Black Sea peninsula with a majority ethnic Russian population. A controversial referendum was held, and Russia annexed Crimea. The West called it illegal. Putin called it reclaiming lost land. Sanctions followed, but more violence erupted in Ukraine's east, in the Donbas region, when Russian-backed separatists declared independence in Donetsk and Luhansk. A civil war simmered for years, with sporadic ceasefires and over 14,000 deaths by 2021. On February 24, 2022, Vladimir Putin announced a special military operation in Ukraine. But it was no operation. It was a full-blown invasion. Troops entered from the north, east, and south. Kyiv, Kharkiv, and Mariupol became war zones. The world watched in horror. Putin claimed the goals were to demilitarize and denazify Ukraine. He accused NATO of turning Ukraine into a military foothold, but critics saw it as a clear violation of international law, a desperate attempt to reassert Russian dominance. The West responded with unprecedented unity. The US, EU, UK, and others imposed massive sanctions on Russian banks, oligarchs, and industries. Billions in military and humanitarian aid flowed to Ukraine. Weapons, intelligence, and diplomacy, all aimed at resisting the Russian advance. Countries like Sweden and Finland, once neutral, applied to join NATO. Germany, long reluctant to intervene militarily, boosted defense spending. The war reshaped Europe's entire security doctrine. As 2023 progressed, the war turned into a brutal stalemate. Ukraine launched a counter-offensive, retaking parts of Kherson and Kharkiv, but progress was slow and costly. Russia dug in, relying on drone warfare, missile strikes, and mercenaries like the Wagner Group. Millions were displaced, thousands of soldiers and civilians died. Cities like Bakhmut became symbols of resilience and devastation. The war affected more than just Ukraine and Russia. Food prices soared due to disrupted grain exports. Europe scrambled to replace Russian gas, triggering an energy crisis. Developing nations faced inflation, debt, and food shortages. It also marked the return of great power rivalry. The US and China watched each other closely. India maintained strategic neutrality. The global south called for peace. Peace talks have failed. Russia shows no sign of retreat. Ukraine refuses to surrender territory. NATO is stronger, but the risk of escalation, even nuclear, still looms. The war has changed global politics. A multipolar world is emerging. Trust in international institutions has eroded. The balance of power is shifting, but where it leads remains unclear. At its core, the Russian-Ukraine war is a human crisis. Beyond the battle lines and geopolitics lie millions of stories of displacement, loss, and survival. Homes destroyed, families fractured, children growing up under the shadow of air raids and sirens. This is not just a regional war, it's a defining conflict of our time. It has redrawn alliances, reshaped worldviews, and reminded us that in every war, it's the people who pay the highest price.